Everybody, I'm so sorry this video is late. I forgot about Shining Time Station. I was exhausted from work, so I'll do Shining Time Station on Tuesday to reacting to Beneath the Workshops. I do not own Thomas and Friends, but owns everything. Please, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
On the island of Sodor, Gordon, Henry, Thomas, and Percy were preparing for their day's work.
Again, I am so sorry, guys.
It had stormed during the night, and now the ground was covered in a thick fog. The engines were worried. The fog would make it very hard to see.
Again, guys, I am so sorry.
Soon the Fat Controller came to the sheds with bad news.
And I'm sorry to the person who said Shining Time Station. I know I said I'd do it today, but I promise I'll do it Tuesday. I promise.
But visibility show will have to cancel the morning trains. Disgraceful, spluttered Gordon, who was planning to pull a special train that morning and was very disappointed. Despicable, muttered Henry. He was the guaranteed connection for Edward and wanted it to be early. I know you two wish to keep up appearances, the Fat Controller said sternly, but it is hard to see the signals. For the meantime, we'll have to wait. It's okay, sir, laughed Percy. Gordon doesn't like to follow signals, even when he can see them, and Henry is deathly afraid of the fog, Thomas added. Gordon and Henry let off steam. He did not like to be reminded of the time that he stubbornly missed a red signal to prove Edward wrong, only to end up down an embankment. And Henry had tried very hard to forget the time he became scared by the fog and ran his trucks into a ravine. What do you know about signals, Percy? Gordon retorted. I seem to remember that you backed up at a signal instead of going forward. And you, Thomas, Henry barked. Did you run out of the shed because Percy made ghostly noises at you? Soon the sheds became a raucous chorus of whistles as the engines argued. Silence! Yelled the Fat Controller. I know that this is your apology for all of you, but we must be safe. None of you are to go out on the main line alone. The Fat Controller left, but Thomas and Percy became worried. Why? Asked Percy. What's out there? Henry was about to explain about fog and signals again, but Gordon, who wanted to pay the two little engines out, shushed him, and together they devised a plan. Why do you ask? Henry recovered, following Gordon's lead. The Fat Controller said we are to go out alone. What's going to happen if we do?
Oh,
Henry
no.
said. They say that when the fog is thick, demons roam the rails looking for vulnerable engines.
Oh, no.
Demons? Percy shrieked. Shh, said Gordon. They'll hear us. The yard was eerily silent.
Really, you two? You're gonna scare the crap out of these two engines.
But in the distance, they could hear a clanking noise, like an engine sailing past. Thomas and Percy were so scared that they were shaking. If the demons get you, Henry continued, they'll drag you to the back of the workshop to what?
Oh, please
to
don't
what?
scare these
Thomas cried.
engines.
Oh, it makes my wheels wobble to think of it, Gordon said.
Really, it's just two people working on the shed.
You see that red light over there? Henry said, directing
no.
Thomas and Percy's attention to the workshop nearby, where from within a bright red light shone. That's the demon's light, Henry finished. Underneath the workshop is an underground railway where they take you and tear you apart, rivet by rivet. Once an engine enters, they never come back. Percy and Thomas quivered. How do you get rid of the demons? We could only wait for the fog to lift.
Oh my goodness, this is not
Until
going
then, we
well.
must be very quiet, said Gordon. Thomas and Percy looked all around them, staring at the slightest noise. Meanwhile, Henry and Gordon whispered to each other to put the final phase of the joke into action. Thomas started rolling towards the turntable. Where are you going? Percy shrieked. I can't stop, Thomas cried. They're pulling me. Help! Help! Percy darted forward, but the turntable was against him. Thomas slowly slipped away into the surrounding fog, then was gone. Oh no! Percy said with tears in his eyes. What? Henry and Gordon bleated, most confused. Suddenly, they heard a blood-curdling scream from inside the workshop. They all jumped. Did you tell him to do that? Henry asked Gordon, suddenly very frightened. No, I certainly did not. And what was that? The demons got him, Percy said, his tears streaming down his cheeks. Gordon and Henry were speechless. They started quivering. Thomas, Gordon called, but there was no answer. Then a bright light broke through the fog. They could hear an engine approaching slowly at first, but then much faster. Gordon, Henry, and Percy all screamed. Out of the fog came a familiar shape.
Thomas. It's Thomas.
It was Thomas. There was a brief pause, and then Thomas and Percy broke out in laughter. What is the meaning of this? Gordon bellowed. Us little engines might be small, said Thomas, but we're clever and always one step ahead. Yes, Percy continued. So much for them and their special trains. I think you and I can handle their work. They're far too scared to leave the sheds. Gordon began to smile. It had been a clever counter to their trick, but to maintain his composure, he gave a great huff. Well, their trick wasn't that scary, was it, Henry? Yes. I mean, no. Absolutely
yes,
despicable.
no,
Really
it's not.
quite amateur. Ours was much better. Thomas looked to Percy, and Percy to Thomas, and the two smiled, realizing that sometimes big engines were too big to admit that they were scared.
What surprised me is that they knew what they did. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry we didn't get to do Shining Time Station. I promise I'll do it on Tuesday. I'll see you guys Tuesday. Adios, everybody.